Anyway, since it's been a week now since I ordered my Spirits Halloween Proton Pack, and according to FedEx, they will ship it out a week ago tomorrow. I'm trying to fill the empty hole in my life with other Ghostbusters-related reviews, so I thought I would bite the bullet and watch the extras on the Answer the Call Blu-ray. Well, first of all, the Gag Reel. It's a blooper reel. It's not particularly great. It's not particularly awful. One thing I thought was funny was the dean of the lousy college, you know, the one with the fingers. It was, ooh, I'm actually doing that off screen, yeah! Mentioned that they had a course that was Introduction to Learning or something like that. It was a class that taught students how to take a class, and don't know if that would have, I don't think that would have worked in the film, but it was a funny line. One thing I thought happened rather frequently was that the actresses had some difficulty with the technical jargon. I'm just curious if Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis had any difficulty with the technical jargon in the 84 and 89 films, considering that they wrote the script. Then again, writing the script is no guarantee that you won't be fumbling over the dialogue. Next were deleted scenes, and I can see where they were deleted. There's actually one sequence where Erin returns to the university, and the dean offers her a great deal, but then it turns out he was just stalling for time until the security guards came in, and this apparently happened right after they stopped Ronan.
Rowan! I even made this note for myself to remind me, and don't know why I put an R in the no symbol instead of an N.
And I gotta wonder, why did she do that? Why did she think that, considering that the mayor's office is still pretending like it's all fake? I'm glad they cut it. There were several other scenes that I'm glad they cut as well. Next up, extended and alternate scenes, and I thought this would probably be the extra scenes that were in the extended version. Some of them were. They were extended versions of those scenes, and they're also extended versions of the scenes that were in the theatrical cut, and wow. So apparently the extended cut was a cut of an extended cut, and these seemed to, I think these were in a polished cut of the film. I mean, they had, though the soundtrack was 2.0 instead of 5.1, but otherwise they didn't seem like anything that was, there's nothing rough about them. They had music, they had Foley, they mostly had special effects, or a couple times were green screens where they didn't put anything in, but otherwise, wow, it could have been worse. Next, jokes aplenty, and these were multiple ad-libbed takes, and after a while I was able to just watch them as people being funny as opposed to thinking of them in the context of the film, and some of them were actually pretty funny, especially Leslie Jones. She had some very funny takes there, and I noticed both in this and the extended scenes, they were trying to give Benny a crush on Erin, and I'm glad they cut that at least. Actually, I think the funniest probably was the leader of the band, Mayhem, improvising. Basically, the joke was that he is not like his stage persona. I'm not sure. I think some of that might have worked in the film. It's hard to tell. But he was funny. Unfortunately, they ended with the finger guy. Maybe I can say it in British. I don't know. Meet the Team. It's a fluff piece. It's not awful. It's not good. Kind of the film in a nutshell. The Ghosts of Ghostbusters. I love it when they show how they do special effects. Even if I don't care much for the film, I love this. I remember in 1980 there was this TV special effects, The Empire Strikes Back, and it'll probably never get a legitimate home video release because of too many clearances, but they not only showed how they did special effects in The Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope, they showed special effects from all kinds of films throughout the history of film. It was amazing. It was the first time I saw a lot of the stuff from King Kong, and oh, wow. And this, it's interesting, they used a lot less CGI than you might think. They tried to do practical as much as feasible, so it's now doubly funny considering how people were criticizing how bad the CGI of the 2016 film was compared to the 1984 film. Let that sink in. Next up, visual effects. 30 years later, this focused more on the other effects, and again, a lot of practical stuff, a lot of digital compositing, and digital removal of legs and wires and so forth. And their only mainly complaint here was they showed some clips from the '84 film, and I think they deliberately washed them out to make them look bad or not as good. One very interesting fact: the creepy Thanksgiving Day parade balloons, Stay Puft notwithstanding, are taken directly from 1930s Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade balloons. Very little, if anything, is changed. Slime time. They showed how they made the slime and how they used it, and they have a recipe for it. So, don't know if I'll ever actually make any, but that's useful. I gotta remember that. Chris Hemsworth is Kevin. I want to do my Dr. Evil voice, and I left my Dr. Evil signet ring in the car. I'm too lazy to get it. Kevin is a funny character. He just didn't match the tone of the film, and well, here I could kind of enjoy him without worrying about him clashing with the film. And Chris Hemsworth is very charming, and we got to see a lot of footage, well, a decent amount of footage of him improvising dancing. That was funny. It's too bad that the character didn't work in context. Photo gallery. This actually gave you the choice between watching it as a slideshow, where they move it automatically to the next picture after a certain amount of time, or viewing it as a gallery, and it also had an index, so you didn't have to no, oh wait, back, there's the one thing I wanted to see. And well, unfortunately it does loop, and I'm not sure how to get out of it. I accidentally hit the home button, and I had to then get through all the trailers, and I'll finally get on the menu, and then, well, I don't know how to get out of it. Very interesting concept art. Finally, previews. These are the same previews that are at the beginning of the disc. There are no trailers for the actual movie, just these previews. So, yeah, that's it for the extras, other than the commentaries. I'm not sure I want to watch those. If I continue this, maybe I will eventually. Though right now I'm working on customizing my Playmate's trap so that it actually, well, you've got eyes, right? Finger guy. Maybe I can say it in British. I don't know. Hope I can cut before I do that.